I hate to break this to you, but white privilege is a bunch of garbage. Let me show you why. Now, the left would argue, of course you could say that. You don't even realize or understand the extent of your own privilege, you white fool. But is this really even true? Maybe we should look at this through the lens of the scientific method, which states that you must first observe, question, hypothesize, experiment, find the results, and then get an ultimate conclusion. Which, by the way, the scientific method was created by, you guessed it, men who believed in God. First of which was Isaac Newton, Francis Bacon, Nicholas Copernicus, and of course, let's not forget, Galileo Galilei, all of which believed in God. Sorry, liberals. Christian scientists, God-fearing scientists, scientists who believe the Bible, developed the greatest method of all time, and that is the scientific method. Maybe that's why they're working so hard to use critical theory to eliminate the scientific method. Because it was created by God-fearing men. Uh-oh. And it's flawless, because you can go step by step and figure out the exact result of any situation using a real method of science. So let's head upstairs and find out for ourselves using the very first step of the scientific method, observation. Come with me. Okay, so here we are, upstairs. I'm going to show you on this chalkboard just one of the several reasons why this whole white privilege thing is absolute garbage. So, here we go. So if you look here, this is me. And this is my stick figure man and my little stick figure wife with her hair. We also have 3 little stick figure children. Now our house is about 750 to 1,000 square feet or less, okay? And if you go right up here to the corner, there is a nice old man, got a big old mustache. He is black. His house is probably easily 2 times the size of ours. And if you go down here across the street, my lovely neighbor, he's a super nice guy, got a porch on the back, has a garage and a super nice car, souped up, easily $80,000 vehicle, old school muscle car, with a fountain out front, I might add. He's also black, and it's about a good 3 times the size of our house. That's white privilege for you, right? Oh wait, but there's more. We'll go up here to the top of the street and you will see that this is a mansion with an RV out front and 3 other vehicles. Everyone who lives there is black. Wait a minute. I thought there was white privilege. Well, let's look at another house. We'll go down here as I round the corner to go to my house. There's another house here and it's easily 2 times the size of mine, 3 times the size at least, and he is black. He mows it every day, a nice old retired man. Worked hard for what he has, I'm sure. Then we go over here and there's another house, and the liberals will never believe this, but this guy has a bunch of land, a bunch of little animals. It's basically a petting zoo. My son loves to go look at it. There's a porch on his back, and he has a inflatable that he puts out there for his kids consistently, a big old front yard and a dog pen. This guy is Mexican. Did he get that house because of white privilege? I don't think so. And then if you go up here to another part of my neighborhood over there by the mansion, there's a house for rent. That house easily rents $2,000 a month. Would you like to know who owns it? A black lady. This is incredible. I mean, how can she get away with charging that much? Then you come all the way down and you see there's another house. It's a small house. It's about the size of ours, but he's also a black guy, and he worked hard for that, I'm sure. It's really nice. So if you look through our neighborhood here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 individuals who are minorities owning property. So as you can see, this is just a small example, but you have to understand, these are the people that I know personally right in my own vicinity, not including the rest of the neighborhood where I have not talked to everybody. I don't know how many black people, white people, Mexican people there are, Asian people there are in my neighborhood. None of that matters because every one of these people rise and fall based upon not the color of their skin, but upon the contents of their character. Wait a minute, that sounds kind of familiar. I think another guy said that.
Look, freedom and justice, I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream
So, you see, this isn't all about color. It's not, well, white people have a leg up and the black people don't. Each one of these people that I just described to you, that I just showed you on this blackboard, have worked hard for what they have. But it's not because of the color of their skin, it's because they have the character to work hard to earn what they want. If you want something, you got to go out there and get it. You can't just expect somebody to hand it over to you. And that life lesson has to be learned no matter what color you are. Whew. Okay, maybe we should also observe something else. Maybe we should take a look at the people who are promoting this idea of white privilege. Maybe take a look at what color they are, how much money they make, political affiliations. Let's take a look and see. First up is John Boyega, handsome British actor by day and crying British protester by night. After the death of George Floyd, he decided to take to the streets and tell the world just how bad he and all the other people like him have had it. Unfortunately, way back at the ranch, he has been starring in Star Wars, making millions of dollars as a lovable character named Finn. Unfortunately, while he's out on the streets protesting day after day, talking about how bad the world has treated him, he is back here in America making $10 million. His net worth is $10 million. Wow, that's enough to make any young boy smile. Good job, John Boyega. Sounds like some white privilege to me. And next we have Cardi B, who is an absolutely despicable human being, but nonetheless she is a white privilege believer. And on top of that, having that white privilege has apparently gotten her $24 million worth of net worth. Yes, Cardi B, $24 million. In fact, she's so despicable, I don't want to spend any more time on her. And of course, we can't forget Michelle Obama with a whopping net worth of $75 million. Oh yes, $75 million for Michelle Obama, who, while she has been filling out her Netflix deals and writing all kinds of books and making all kinds of money, she has the audacity to make statements like these. Race and racism is a reality that so many of us grow up learning to just deal with. But if we ever hope to move past it, it can't just be upon people of color to deal with it. Hold up, Michelle, hit the brakes. Last time I checked, didn't the white, privileged, racist America vote your husband the 44th president of the United States? And considering that only 12% of the population is actually African American, it's highly improbable that they all went to the polls and elected your husband president of the United States. It had to be the rest of the country as well. What do you have to say about that, Michelle? Oh, what's that, Obama? Oh, just a shoulder shrug? Oh yeah, that's what I thought. And let's not forget that Barack Obama himself is also worth a whopping $70 million. Wow, America is so racist. These poor people. Oh. And there's Rihanna, a dashing young black liberal woman who is apparently worth just a little bit, like $600 million. Oh, I guess racism got her there as well. My bad. And next we have Beyonce. Yes, Queen Bee, Beyonce Knowles herself, who is worth $350 million. And she made a statement saying this: no more seeing people of color as less than human. Well, Beyonce, I hate to break this to you, but I don't know of any other species on the planet making $350 million a year. Do we pay any animal in the zoo? Do we pay any creature out in the wildlife $350 million a year just to exist? I don't think so. And let's not forget her marriage to rapper Jay-Z, who is a known Masonic Satanist and apparently good buddies with Hillary Clinton. Oh, and I just want to mention the fact that he is worth, are you ready for this? $1 billion. That's billion with a B, folks. 1 billion. I think this goes without saying. Oprah Winfrey! Yes, folks, we saved the best for last in the Hollywood realm. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you all get a car! And let's not forget that while she is out there lecturing the entire world on the woes of life on her famous talk show, she is also describing to us all white hunkaloids how we have just absolutely ruined everything. While on her new Apple TV series, The Oprah Conversation, a white viewer asked her a question. Not all white people have power, she said. There are plenty of poor working class white people. But Oprah responded with this. There are white people who are not as powerful as the system of white people, the caste system that has been put in place, but they still, no matter where they are on the rung or ladder of success, they still have their whiteness.
Wow, 'cause that's not totally racist. Okay.
She went on to say that white people have a permanent leg up in society, and when called out for her statement that she made on the show, she responded with this. You still have your whiteness, she said. That's what the term white privilege is. It means that whiteness still gives you an advantage no matter what. Okay, Oprah, so you're saying that we live in a caste system? Do you even know what that is? In a caste system, wherever you were born and however you were born and whatever family you're born into is how it's going to be for the rest of your life. If you're born a pauper, you will die a pauper. If you're born a doctor, then you will die a doctor. Countries like India and other countries like that practice this kind of living, and it is totally opposite to what America is. Here in America, you can be born a hobo and grow up to be the President of the United States if you want to, or you could be born in a shack somewhere and you could grow up to be a talk show host. You can make millions of dollars. You can come from the ghetto and you can go to the NBA. The point is, folks, is that no matter where you come from, what family you're born into, or how you grow up, what color you are, it doesn't matter. In America, you can be anything you want to be. This has been proven time and time and time again. And Miss Oprah, it's been proven in your own life as well. Look, Oprah had very humble beginnings, and she worked hard to get to where she is now. And it turns out that white privileged, racist, leg up America has saw fit to make her worth $2.6 billion, making her officially the richest woman in the world. And in a caste system, in a caste society, going from a rags to riches type of a story is completely impossible. And just in case you're not convinced yet that America is the greatest country you could possibly be in, no matter what color you are, let's take a quick look at the sports world. LeBron James, aka the biggest crybaby in NBA basketball, and who also loves to take a knee during the national anthem, which honors our flag and our fallen heroes, who gave him the freedom to be worth $500 million. Wow, what do you have to say to that, LeBron? While you think the NBA is this whole racist organization and that America is this horrible, evil, racist country, did you know that the official report from ESPN states that 42%, that's almost half, of all coaches in the NBA are people of color? And not only that, but 81.9%, you might as well say 82%, of all players in the NBA are people of color. Well, there you have it, folks. If you're not convinced that the NBA is the most racist organization in America, even though they pay all their players millions of dollars apiece and they're 82% people of color, well, maybe you'll be convinced with the NFL. Colin Kaepernick, the biggest loser in the NFL, he started the whole kneeling to the flag business before it was even cool. And did you know that even if you're zero talented, no nothing, no body like Colin Kaepernick can still make $20 million of net worth? Wow. Now that just goes to show you that no matter how big of a loser you are, you can always succeed in America. Do you remember why we were observing all this to begin with? Because observation is the first and most important step in the scientific method. The Bible says that mine eye hath affected my heart. The more you see, the more it affects the way you feel and think. And therefore, observation is so important because everything that we just watched, everything that we just experienced should teach us something. It should cause us to question, which is the second part of the scientific method. You should question everything that you're told all the time. Never take anything as absolute fact until you have observed it for yourself and done the study and done the work for yourself. Then it should lead you to hypothesize, come up with your own conclusion, and then come up with a theory to figure out what exactly is really going on. Is white privilege really even a thing? I don't think so. By the observations that I see, it leads me to believe and draw a conclusion and hypothesize that there is something deeper going on. This is a tactic of the left. It is what they use to divide us and to split us apart, because if we are divided, then we cannot work together. together. That hypothesis can be observed on a regular basis, and then you can experiment and use that hypothesis out in the world. Just go to Walmart, Home Depot, any grocery store, any sporting event. Find people during a natural disaster. Are people fighting each other over the color of their skin? No. They're working together. They're loving one another. They're having a good time joking and cutting up. Do you ever get pushed to the front of the line in a grocery store because of the color of your skin? No. Do you ever get pushed to the back of the store because of the color of your skin? No. The left is training us to think like if you're white, then you are privileged, and if you're black, then you are a victim. This is absolutely not the case. It is a tactic of liberal leftists and Marxists to keep black people under their thumb at all times. They want to feel like they own them. So what do? They demonize the very people, the majority that they see all the time, so that way they're separated and segregated from everyone else, and they're only focused on the people that they think are going to help them. This is a very smart but very cruel tactic of the left. If you'll just go out into society and test and experiment these ideas for yourself, you'll find out that what they're telling you is a bunch of junk. And what are the results from your experiment? Exactly what I just said. You'll find out that you, no matter where you are, no matter what color you are, no matter what you're doing, Americans, for the most part, do get along. The only people that seem to be driving a wedge between others is the left. The only ones that are bringing up harsh past experiences that we have already moved past, that we've already come so far from where we were to where we are now. We've come so far, and yet what do they want to focus on? Death and destruction. They want to focus on evils of the past. And not only that, but they want to revise history to make themselves look like the heroes, when the truth is quite the opposite. We don't have time to go into a whole history lesson, but the left is responsible for the majority of slavery and oppression in America that there ever has been. So, overall, once you observe and you question the facts, the so-called facts that you're being given, and you hypothesize for yourself and you go out and experiment and you see the results, you'll come to an ultimate conclusion. And what is that conclusion? It is this: that white privilege really is a bunch of garbage. Thank you for watching The Worldview, and remember to share this video with everybody that you possibly can.